What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out an affordable 4K dash camera from DDPAI called the Mini 5. Now for those of you that just wanna see the sample recordings, well, the daytime sample recordings start at this minute of the video and the nighttime sample recordings start at this minute of the video. So you can skip right to that if that's the only thing that you wanna see. For everyone else, let's begin with a super quick unboxing just so I can show you what comes in the box with this dash camera. Alright, so you get a pretty small box, and inside the box of course you're gonna find the dash camera itself, and we also have the user manual. The user manual could come in handy mostly if this is the first dash camera that you got. Aside from that, we have a pretty long USB-A to a USB-C cable. So the USB-C part basically gets plugged in the camera, and the other end, the USB-A, gets plugged in the power adapter. So there is a power adapter that comes in the box, and that gets plugged in the cigarette lighter port inside your vehicle. We also have two transparent films in the box. You place one of them on the windshield, and on top of that you place the mount for the dash camera itself. So there is another sticker on the back of that mount, and the mount is also adjustable. So depending how your windshield is, you can move that up or down, so you get the best viewing angle for the dash camera, of course. And there is also a replacement sticker for that mount, so you'd use that in case you need to change vehicles or something like that. So overall pretty simple to install. And of course there is also this little plastic tool that will help you hide that cable throughout your car. Now you can also get a hardwiring kit for this camera, and if you are using the hardwiring kit, you can also access the parking feature for the camera. If you're not using a hardwiring kit, basically the camera will turn off every time you turn off your engine. So if you do want to take advantage of those parking features, you need to get and install that hardwiring kit. But if you want a simple setup, that cable and the power adapter that gets plugged in the cigarette lighter port also works. Taking a look at the dash camera itself, well, this thing is pretty tiny. I guess the Mini 5 name makes sense now. So very simplistic design for this dash camera. So basically on the front here we have the lens and the brand name. On the back we have an LED. That LED will change colors depending on what the camera is doing. We also have some holes maybe for a speaker or a microphone. We have one button on the side here and a USB-C port on the other side. And you've probably noticed there is no slot for an SD card. So this particular unit comes with 64 gigs of internal storage. I believe that you can also get this with 128 gigs of internal storage, but I may be wrong. But my version here has 64 gigs of internal storage, but I feel that this is more than enough for pretty much anyone. Using this is also super simple, so you basically mount this in that bracket that I showed you earlier that comes in the box that's mounted on the windshield, and that's pretty much it. You're good to go. You just have to plug it in and you're good to go. The camera also has a GPS unit inside it and also has Wi-Fi connectivity. So basically the camera will make a Wi-Fi network, and you connect to that Wi-Fi network with your smartphone, and that's how you interact with the camera. So through your smartphone, through an app. Alright, so the app is called DDPAI, and this is available for iOS and of course Android. I personally tried the app on my iPhone. Once you connect to the camera, of course you can change settings for the camera right from the app. So for example, you can change the recording resolution. If you don't want to record in 4K, even though I do recommend that you record in 4K, you could also do 2K or 1080p. You can select if you want microphone recordings or if you don't, and so on. So there are a bunch of settings that you can change from there. Now, the most exciting part of the app and what makes this different than a lot of dash cameras out there, because the apps for a lot of dash cameras out there are just not great. So this one we get a timeline, so you can basically look on the timeline, see where you went at, I don't know, 12 p.m. yesterday. You can scroll up to there and you can see the recordings from that particular time. You also have a cool overlay that you can have over those recordings. You can see your location on the map. Of course, you can see the speed in all those recordings and so on. So that is the most exciting part of this dash camera experience, the app. The app is very different than a lot of apps for dash cameras that I've tried. You can also download any portion of those recordings right to your smartphone. So then you can have it on your smartphone, you can easily share it and so on. So let's say that something happened yesterday at 2 p.m. You can just scroll at 2 p.m. yesterday, you can download that particular video file to your smartphone, and then you can send it to whoever you need to send it or show it to whoever you need to show it. So the app is very different. As I said, you can also have some very cool overlays, so you can actually download those recordings and have those super cool overlays on top of that. Now, for me personally, I'm not a fan of those overlays, and I do prefer the videos without them, but hey, if you want to have something a bit different, you can definitely download them that way. Alright, so now that you've seen how the camera looks and you have a better understanding of how it works, let's check out some sample recordings that I've done during the day so you can see how they look. And all the recordings I'm about to show you were recorded in 4K. So let's check out those daytime sample recordings and I will be right back. Alright, so as you've seen for yourself, pretty sharp footage. Depending how far cars are from you, you can definitely see those license plates. And since you're recording in 4K, there is also potential of zooming in those recordings to get closer to a license plate if a car was further away. Of course, you're not going to be able to do that on your phone, but you can definitely do it on a computer or something like that. So there is a lot of potential when you have 4K recording. So overall, I'm very happy with the recordings that we get from this camera during the day. We also have that feature where the camera will save like a recording, like an emergency recording if something happens. So let's say that you have to brake suddenly. Let's do that. So if you do that, the camera will start recording an emergency video. It senses that something happened, a sudden movement happened, and it will kind of lock those recordings for that particular event. So of course it has that feature as well. Alright, let's move on and check out some sample recordings that I've done at night next. Alright, so as you've seen for yourself, those nighttime recordings are also quite good. Of course, they're not gonna be as good as the daytime recordings, but for a dash camera, I feel that it does really well. You can still see those license plates, depending how the lights kind of hit those license plates, because in some situations it's impossible to see those license plates, even with your own eyes. But overall, I'm very happy with the nighttime recordings that we get from the Mini 5 as well. So there you have it. This is the DDPAI Mini 5 4K dash cameras. Now for a 4K dash camera, I feel that it's priced really well. All the other 4K dash cameras that I got to try up until now were at least twice more expensive than this one. So you do get a lot of value for your money with this one, the Mini 5. The footage is also super crisp during the day and at night, so you can clearly see everything that's around you. So big bonus, because once again, as I said, the footage from it is better than a lot of other dash cameras that I got to try in the past. And the app is also very different and also very useful. So you can interact with the camera in a different way than most other dash cameras out there. You can look in that timeline, see exactly what event happened at what time, download that to your phone and so on. Plus you have those overlays that you can have over the recordings. Alright guys, hopefully this video was useful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.